It was 2 in the morning when Dorothy, a 71-year-old grandmother from rural Ohio, heard it. A scratching sound, coming from inside her kitchen wall. She froze in her bed, heart pounding, telling herself it was nothing. Maybe the house settling, maybe the wind. But then she heard it again, louder this time, and then the unmistakable sound of something small and fast scurrying across her kitchen floor. She turned on the light and saw it. A mouse, bold as anything, sitting right there on her kitchen counter next to her fruit bowl, completely unafraid. Dorothy didn't scream. She'd lived long enough to know that screaming doesn't solve anything. But what she did next, using nothing but things she already had in her home, made every single rodent in and around her house disappear within days. No poison, no traps, no exterminator bill. And today, I'm going to walk you through every single step of exactly what she did, so that by the time this video ends, you will have a complete, powerful, all-natural system to make rats and mice disappear from your home permanently. So do not move, do not skip ahead, because every single part of what I'm about to share builds on the last, and the part at the end might be the most important thing you've ever heard about rodent control. Part 1. The terrifying truth about rodents that nobody talks about. Before we get into the solutions, and trust me, the solutions are coming and they are incredible, you need to understand something that most people don't know. And once you hear this, you will never look at a single mouse sighting the same way again. Here it is. If you see one mouse in your home, there are almost certainly at least 12 more that you haven't seen. Mice are nocturnal, they are incredibly fast, and they are experts at staying hidden. A mouse can squeeze through a hole the size of a dime. A rat can fit through a hole the size of a quarter. They've been sharing human homes for thousands of years, and they have gotten very, very good at it. And here is the part that really matters for your health, especially if you are over 50. Rodents carry over 35 different diseases that can be transmitted to humans. They contaminate food, they chew through electrical wiring, causing house fires, they destroy insulation, and they leave behind droppings that carry dangerous bacteria and viruses, including hantavirus, which is a serious respiratory illness that can be life-threatening for older adults. Every single day that rodents are in your home, the risk to your health and your home safety goes up. So this is not just an inconvenience, this is an emergency. And that is exactly why what I'm about to share with you is so important. Let's start with the one thing you must do in the next 10 minutes before anything else. Part 2, the first step, find every single entry point before tonight. Here is the #1 mistake that people make when they try to get rid of rodents. They focus on killing the ones already inside and completely ignore the ones still coming in from outside. It's like trying to dry yourself while standing in the rain. So the very first thing you are going to do is walk the perimeter of your home, inside and outside, and find every single gap, crack, and hole that a rodent could possibly use to enter. And I mean every single one. Check where your pipes enter the wall. Check the gap under your front and back doors. If you can slide a piece of paper under your door, a mouse can get in. Check your basement walls for cracks. Check where your dryer vent exits the house. Check the corner joints where your walls meet your foundation. Get a flashlight and get low to the ground, because most entry points are near the floor where you don't normally look. Now, once you find these gaps, and you will find them, here is what you do, and this part surprises almost everyone who hears it for the first time. Part 3, the steel wool secret that rodents physically cannot defeat. Stuff every single gap and hole you found with steel wool. Not cotton, not paper, not foam, steel wool. Here is why this is so powerful. Mice and rats have incredibly strong teeth. They can chew through wood, plastic, soft metals, and even some types of concrete over time. But steel wool, their teeth cannot get a grip on it. The fibers are too fine and too sharp. Every time they try to chew through it, it causes them pain and frustration. They give up and move on. It is the one physical barrier they simply cannot defeat. For larger gaps, anything bigger than about half an inch, combine the steel wool with a layer of caulk or expanding foam spray on top of it to lock it in place permanently. This two-layer system creates a seal that lasts for years and that no rodent on Earth can break through. You can buy a large bag of steel wool at any hardware store for about $4. It is one of the cheapest and most effective rodent-proofing tools ever discovered. But here's the thing, sealing entry points stops new rodents from coming in. What about the ones already inside? That's where the next step comes in, and this one is something Dorothy already had sitting in her pantry.
Part 4. The peppermint oil method that makes rodents run for their lives. Mice and rats have an extraordinarily powerful sense of smell. Their sense of smell is so sensitive that it is actually one of their primary survival tools. They use it to find food, detect predators, and navigate their environment. And because their sense of smell is so powerful, certain smells that are mild or even pleasant to us are absolutely overwhelming and unbearable to them. At the top of that list, peppermint oil. Here is exactly what Dorothy did. She soaked several cotton balls in pure peppermint essential oil, not peppermint extract, not peppermint tea, but pure peppermint essential oil from the health food store, and placed them strategically throughout her home. She put one inside every kitchen cabinet, one behind her refrigerator, one behind the stove, one near every corner of her basement, one inside every closet near the floor, one under every sink. The concentrated menthol compounds in peppermint oil overwhelm the rodents' olfactory system, their smelling system, so completely that they cannot function normally in that environment. It's like trying to breathe inside a cloud of the most intense smell you've ever experienced, multiplied by 1,000. They don't just dislike it, they physically cannot tolerate it and will flee the area within minutes. Replace the cotton balls with fresh ones every week to keep the scent strong. For even more power, mix a solution of 10 drops of peppermint oil with 1 cup of water in a spray bottle and spray it along your baseboards, behind appliances, and in the corners of every room. The smell is pleasant to humans. Many people actually enjoy it, but to rodents, it is an invisible wall of terror that they will not cross. But peppermint is just the beginning. What's coming next is a combination that rodents find even more unbearable, and you probably have this ingredient right now in your laundry room. Part 5. The dryer sheet trick and the ammonia bomb that sends rodents packing. This one sounds almost too simple to be true, but it works because of pure biology. Rodents are prey animals. In the wild, they are constantly being hunted by cats, foxes, and other predators. And predator urine contains ammonia, a sharp, pungent chemical compound that rodents have been genetically programmed over millions of years to associate with immediate danger. When a mouse or rat smells ammonia, its brain sends one signal and one signal only: run. Here is how you use this. Soak several rags or old cloths in a small amount of household ammonia, the kind you can buy at any grocery store for about $2, and place them in sealed plastic bags with the tops left slightly open so the scent escapes slowly. Place these near your garage door, in your attic if you have one, in your basement corners, and near any area where you have seen rodent activity. The rodents will smell it from several feet away and will refuse to come anywhere near it. Change the rags every 3 to 4 days to keep the scent potent. Now, add dryer sheets to this strategy. Rats and mice also absolutely hate the strong synthetic fragrance compounds in dryer sheets. Tuck fresh dryer sheets into the same areas where you placed your peppermint cotton balls and your ammonia rags. The combination of smells, peppermint, ammonia, and dryer sheet fragrance creates a sensory assault that is completely overwhelming for rodents and completely harmless for you. But as powerful as the smell approach is, there is one more natural deterrent that is arguably the most effective of all, and it does not involve any product whatsoever. Part 6. The cat litter strategy, even if you don't own a cat. Here's a secret that pest control professionals use but rarely talk about publicly. Used cat litter. That's right, cat urine contains specific chemical compounds that mice and rats recognize as predator scent. It triggers an immediate, hardwired fear response in rodents that no amount of conditioning or habituation can override. It is instinct, it is survival, and you can use it against them. If you own a cat, scoop some used cat litter into a small container and place it near your garage, near your basement entry, and near your garbage area outside. If you do not own a cat, ask a neighbor who has a cat, or contact a local shelter. Many shelters are happy to give away used litter because they have an abundance of it. Place the containers where rodents travel, along walls, behind appliances, near entry points, but keep them out of reach of children and away from food preparation areas. The rodents will detect the scent from outside your home, and many will simply choose not to enter in the first place. Now, combine this with everything we've covered so far: the sealed entry points, the peppermint oil, the ammonia rags, the dryer sheets, and you have built what is essentially a multi-layer fortress of natural rodent repellent around your entire home. But here's what Dorothy discovered next that completely sealed the deal for her, and this one happens in your kitchen, using something you probably throw away every single week. Part 8. The used coffee grounds method. Recycle your morning coffee into a rodent repellent. Every morning when you make your coffee, instead of throwing the used grounds in the trash, save them. Dry them out slightly by spreading them on a paper towel for a few hours, and then place small piles of them along your baseboards, near garbage areas, near your compost bin if you have one, and anywhere outside where you've noticed rodent activity. Rats and mice have a deep, intense aversion to the strong, acidic smell of coffee grounds. The smell interferes with their ability to detect food sources and communicate with each other through scent trails. And when rodents can't rely on their scent trails, they feel unsafe and disoriented in that space. This method costs absolutely nothing since you're using something you would have thrown away anyway. It is completely non-toxic, it's safe for pets and children, and it works both indoors and outdoors. Refresh the grounds every 2 to 3 days. For outdoor use, you can sprinkle them around the perimeter of your foundation, around your garden beds, and near your garage entrance to create a scent barrier that rodents are reluctant to cross. And speaking of the outside of your home, the next step is something that most people overlook completely, and it may be the single biggest reason why rodents keep coming back even after you think you've dealt with them. Part 9. Clean up the invitation, what your yard is telling rodents every single night. Your yard could be sending an open invitation to every rodent in the neighborhood, and you would never know it. Rodents don't just randomly wander into homes, they scout. They look for food sources, shelter, and safe pathways, and a typical American backyard is absolutely full of things that attract them. Birdseed that has fallen from feeders, fruit that is dropped from trees, improperly sealed garbage cans, wood piles stacked against the house, overgrown shrubs, and tall grass near the foundation. Each one of these things is like a flashing welcome sign. Walk your yard this week and address every single one. Move wood piles at least 20 feet from your house. Trim all shrubs and grass within 3 feet of your foundation so there is no ground cover where rodents can hide and feel safe. Put your bird feeders on poles with baffles, cone-shaped guards that prevent rodents from climbing up. Make sure every single garbage can has a tight-fitting, locking lid. If you have fruit trees, pick up fallen fruit every single day. These changes alone can dramatically reduce the rodent population in and around your home because you're removing the resources that were drawing them in. But now, let's talk about the one natural ingredient that actually works as a poison for rodents without being dangerous to you or your pets. And yes, it absolutely exists.
Part 9. Baking soda, the kitchen staple that is lethal to rodents. This is the one that shocks everyone when they first hear it, and it is completely real, completely natural, and completely safe for humans and household pets. Baking soda is lethal to rats and mice when ingested. Here is why. Rodents cannot burp. They have no ability to release gas from their digestive system the way humans and other animals can. When they consume baking soda, it reacts with the acids in their stomach and produces carbon dioxide gas. Because they cannot expel this gas, it builds up and causes fatal internal damage. It sounds harsh, but it is one of the most humane and non-toxic methods of rodent control available, because there is no poison, no blood, and no suffering for other animals or humans who might come into contact with it. Here is how to use it effectively. Mix 1 part baking soda with 1 part sugar or powdered cocoa. The sugar and cocoa attract the rodents because they love sweet smells. Place small amounts, about 1 tablespoon, in shallow lids or container caps and position them along walls, behind appliances, and in areas where you have seen droppings. Keep these completely out of reach of children and small pets. Even though baking soda is not toxic to them in these small amounts, it is still good practice to keep any rodent bait inaccessible. Check and replace the mixture every few days. Combined with all the repellent methods we've already covered, this gives you both a defensive system that keeps rodents away and an active solution for any that are already inside. Part 10. The ongoing maintenance routine that keeps rodents gone forever. Getting rid of rodents is one thing, keeping them gone is another, and this is where most people fall short. They do a big cleanup, see results, and then slowly slip back into the habits and conditions that attracted rodents in the first place. Don't let that happen to you. Here is a simple weekly routine that takes less than 15 minutes and keeps your home permanently rodent-free. Every week, do a quick check of all your entry point seals. Make sure no steel wool has been disturbed and no new gaps have appeared. Replace your peppermint oil cotton balls with fresh ones. Refresh your coffee grounds along the baseboards and outside. Check your baking soda traps and replace them as needed. Take out your garbage and make sure all bins are sealed. Spend 5 minutes in your yard picking up anything, fallen fruit, loose bird seed, scattered debris that might attract a scout looking for food. This 15-minute weekly routine is your insurance policy. It is the difference between a house that had a rodent problem once and a house that never has one again. 15 minutes a week is a very small price to pay for a clean, safe, rodent-free home. So there you have it, the complete, step-by-step, all-natural system that Dorothy used and that thousands of homeowners across America are now using to make rats and mice disappear for good. You started by understanding why rodents are so dangerous and so common. You learned how to seal every entry point with steel wool so no new ones can get in. You discovered the power of peppermint oil, ammonia, dryer sheets, cat litter, and coffee grounds to drive out the ones already there. You learned the baking soda secret that works when repellents alone aren't enough. And you now have a weekly maintenance routine that keeps your home protected permanently. Every single solution we talked about today is affordable, natural, safe for seniors and families, and something you can start doing right now, today, with things you can find at your local grocery or hardware store. Dorothy told her daughter about these methods. Her daughter told her neighbor. That neighbor told her whole church group, and every single one of them reported the same result: rodents gone, home clean, and peace of mind restored. Now it is your turn. But here's something you need to know before you go, and this is important. Once you've handled your rodent problem, there is another hidden danger that could already be living in your home right now, completely invisible to the naked eye, that is silently affecting your health and your family's health every single day. We're talking about something that hides in your walls, your basement, and your bathroom, something that millions of American homeowners have without ever realizing it, and it can cause serious respiratory problems, especially for adults over 50. In our very next video, we are going to expose exactly what this is, where it hides, how to find it, and how to eliminate it naturally without spending a fortune. You will not want to miss that one. If this video gave you value today, and I truly hope it did, please hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the bell notification so you are the first to know the moment that next video goes live. And please share this video with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who needs this information. You might be sharing something that genuinely protects their health and their home. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. That tells me you are serious about protecting your home, and that makes me want to give you even more of my very best. See you in the next one.